And now we're going to move into video 1. Today, it's all about increasing your net worth. So how much money do you want to create in your life? But here's the key. Your net worth is intimately related to your self-worth. So even though everybody wants more money, when you dig just a little bit beneath the surface, you're going to start quickly picking up on all these inner conflicts that you have related to making more money. And that's where we're going to start today. But I'm going to ask you 3 important questions that I would like you to write down. So first and foremost, close your eyes. And I want you to bring your attention to your belly, your gut area. And here's an important question. If you could pick one number, your income, that you believe that you deserve to earn, what would that be? I don't want you to get mental about it, and by that, I don't want you to justify it using logic. What is that inner number that your gut knows that you deserve? Whether you can accomplish it or not is not important. And it should be a number that really brings some emotion to you. It needs to be large enough that there's a part of you that says, yeah, I really want this. And there's a part that's like, I'm not sure that I can get it. So open your eyes and take a moment and write that number down. The next thing that I want you to do is when you think about this number, and it needs to be a large number, what are the top 3 emotions that you feel? And I want you to focus on the negative emotions. When you think about other people and their judgments related to you, if I were to make a large amount of money, it would make me feel what? So many people tell me they feel judged. There's a part of them that's afraid that they're going to be judged as being greedy and not deserving. Who am I to make this amount of money? Especially if I come from a family that struggled most of their lives. So take a moment and write down what are the top 3 negative emotions. And as you're focusing on those emotions, I want you to think about what is the scale, the degree to which you feel those emotions from 0 to 10. If 10 is this is the highest I've ever felt this emotion, that's what you would state. And 0 is that I don't feel this emotion at all. So take a moment and write down just how high on that emotional scale you feel these emotions. And then the final question that's important for you to write down is, where do you feel the tension in your body? So when you think about earning this huge amount of money, perhaps the biggest that anybody in your family or your friend circle make, what are the tensions and the feelings, the physical feelings that you're beginning to feel? Many of us feel it as tightness in our stomach, or we feel it as pain behind our backs and shoulders. But where do you feel it for yourself? So write that down. And now we're going to get into the tapping. There are a few things that I want to point out. First and foremost, I'm going to use $500,000 for the purposes of our demonstration. But every time I say my dollar amount, I want you to replace it with your dollar amount. And this is the same thing's true for where you find the tension in your body and also the stress or the emotions that I state. I want you to state your emotions. And then the next thing is just follow along with me. So tap along with me and repeat what I say, and then replace it with anything that you have a different emotion or feeling or dollar amount. So let's get started. As I said, we start with the karate chop point, and I want you to follow along and state this out loud if you're able to, if there's privacy and you can speak out loud. Every time I think about earning $500,000, there's a part of me that's feeling conflicted. How are other people going to judge me? Am I going to be greedy? Is there a part of me that feels like I don't deserve it? I'm holding on to all these conflicting inner messages about making more money that is holding me back. But I choose to love and accept myself anyway. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Every time I think about making $500,000 each year, there are all these emotions that are swamping my body. Anxiety, stress, feeling judged, greedy. And there's a small part of me that's questioning, why would I even deserve it? And I'm holding on to all these emotions as this tightness and butterflies in my stomach. And I choose to love and accept myself anyway. My $500,000. I want it, but I'm also nervous about what would it mean if I get it. All these emotions that are conflicting and keeping me from stepping on my path. I'm holding on to them as this tightness and butterflies in my stomach. And I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Let's move to the top of the head. Every time I think about making $500,000. Inner eyes, there's a huge part of me that's really excited. Outer eyes, but what will they think of me? Under the eyes, what will I have to give up? Under the nose, in order to make $500,000. Chin point, there's this part of me that just doesn't believe I deserve it. Collarbone point, who deserves to make $500,000? Top of the head, all these emotions that I feel as this tightness and butterflies in my stomach. Inner eyes, I want to let go of them, but I'm not yet ready to. Outer eyes, every time I think about making $500,000. Under the eyes, I feel greedy. Under the nose, there's a part of me that just doesn't believe I deserve it. Holding on to all this emotion that there's a part of me that's not ready to step into $500,000. We're going to do this one more time. Earning $500,000. Inner eyes, I really want it. Outer eyes, but there's a part of me that doesn't. Under the eyes, there's a part of me that's scared that I will be judged as greedy. Under the nose, the small part of me that just doesn't believe I deserve it. Chin point, this part is holding me back and not yet ready to let go. Collarbone point, and I choose to love and accept this part of me unconditionally. So this was our first tapping round. And what I'd like to do is take a moment and reevaluate how you feel. So in the beginning of our tapping, I asked you to rate yourself from 0 to 10. See what number you come up with now. If you're at a 5 and above, then I would ask you to continue with the tapping and do it so that you can start releasing more and more of the emotion. Now, the second thing that is really important for you to keep in mind, that as you were tapping, some events, some circumstances and situations from way in the past might have surfaced. Write those down, because that is part of what is ready to be released and to be tapped on. So I encourage you to listen to this video daily if you can, because the more you are able to tap along, the more you're going to feel the emotions and release them from your body so that they no longer are holding you back. So thank you very much for joining me on video 1, and I look forward to seeing you next week for video 2.